Hi everyone, my name's Michelle and I'm Mama Loves UGB here on FlossTube, but also over on Instagram and Etsy as well. Welcome to the Sunday morning briefing. It is November the 13th, I know that, but I can't remember what FlossTube we are. We're in the late 90s somewhere. I don't think it's 100. I hope it's not 100. Okay, I think we're in the late 90s. The FlossTube today is brought to you by the three words sleep, cough and sweat, and the sound, ugh. I had the flu. I had the flu this week. I was due to go back to school on Monday after the half term. I didn't go back till Thursday. When I was filming my FlossTube last week, we'd just come back from the fireworks and I felt a bit cold. And I just kind of thought, oh, it's just like coming back in from the fireworks. It was quite chilly out, fresh night. Woke up Sunday morning and just absolutely, I didn't get out of bed for like 3 days. It was proper flu, proper flat out flu. And I've been left with this sort of like horrible cough, really horrible cough. Not like a nice cough, if there can be such a thing. This is like an ugly cough. This is a cough where you almost have to get to the point of turning yourself inside out before it scratches that cough. So if that happens, I will be pausing you, so it could be a little bit bitty, this episode. Everything just seems to be changing this week. My lips have gone really sore, my skin's gone really dry. It's just, I feel like I'm under attack. But I'm sure everybody is, it's just the time of year. Right, I have managed to do a reasonable amount of stitching actually, because even though I felt really terrible and I was coughing, other than sort of stopping when I was actually coughing, I could stitch. Other than the times when I was actually asleep. So it was either I was asleep, flat out, or I was sat up and I could actually stitch a little bit. So I have done enough. I've done a reasonable amount this week. What else have I got? I've got new glasses. Yes, I managed to pick up my new glasses today. I've got 2 new pairs. I'll show you them both actually. So these ones have got a slight flat spot to the bottom, which I quite like. And then these ones, I'm not sure if you're going to see the colour of these. These are actually a really bright blue lens, not a lens, a bright blue flame, but they look, frame, but they look black in this light, but they are actually blue. So happy with those, happy with those. Hopefully the headaches now will start to get better. I just wonder if I was just fighting something off for a long time and then just after half term it suddenly managed to get a hold. Anyway, let's have a look and see what it is I've been stitching. I have got one start and finish, so something that I started this week and finished, and something I've been working on, and I've got a little bit of secret stitching as well. I've got freebies, I've got a little bit of haul, I've got some haul to show you that isn't stitch related, but I think you'll like it, so I'm going to show you that as well. Before I get started on that, I just wanted to thank you so much to all of you who have been on already in your hundreds and purchased Mary Ann Kettle. Be Not a Dunce. Everybody seems to absolutely love her for their, well, I don't know if you're all stitching her for Black Sampler November or whether some of you are just getting her in stash to stitch a bit later on. She is a lovely, lovely stitch. And there was a lady who actually contacted me and said she did want the outer borders. And I said to her when she'd made her purchase to message me again and I would do a chart with the outer borders on as well. But I don't think I've heard from you. So if that's you and you do want those outer borders, do let me know and I'll do that. I'll do that. Right. Let's have a look at the stitching then. So the first thing that I've been stitching on, actually, if we're talking chronologically, the first thing I stitched on was my start and finish. So I said to you after last week's episode that I was building up a really good stock of Teresa Kogut Christmas ornaments and that I hadn't stitched any of them yet. So I stitched one of them and I stitched it on my green fabric that I dyed, so it is actually a greeny colour, and it's Santa Claus with a couple of snowmen and a couple of reindeer. I have got the window open, so if you can hear the wind whistling through, that's what it is. And I think this is going to be a box top. I think I've got a round box, she says, looking around. I think I've got a round box that this will fit onto. So this is 32 count stitched in DMC. The black, obviously the black, white and the red are called for. I'm not sure about the brown. I didn't really check the brown or the yellow. I just grabbed what I had. I've got a lot of Teresa Kogut colours in a pouch from other Patreon things that I've stitched of hers. The birds with the cherries and the mystery stitch that I'm stitching at the moment. And she quite often uses a similar colour palette. So I just keep basically a Teresa Kogut project bag, and it tends to throw up those similar colours. So I'm looking forward to finishing that off. I'm pleased with the way it's turned out. I like it on that green. And then I was stitching for quite some time on my Plum Street Samplers Olga's autumn stocking, which I saw Carol, I think Sockbox Stitcher, is starting. So it's that one. And I really wanted to get some autumn stitching done. So as I was stitching my Christmas and thinking, oh, I must get some Christmas stitching done, I was watching Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts, who is the person that I want to be when I grow up. And she's got all these beautiful autumn stitches, and I'm thinking, why are you rushing into Christmas? Let's finish some autumn things. So I was stitching my Plum Street Samplers stocking on 36 count fabric, again, that I hand dyed, and it's really starting to come on now. That looks fab. I do have another stitch on the back here, which I can't show you because that's a little bit of secret stitching, but all will be revealed. You won't have to wait too long for that one. But I love the house and these autumnal leaves. Now I picked called for colours and similar colours for this, so I'm just kind of winging it a bit. It's 50-50 by the book, 50-50 winging it. You can see that there's a couple of yellow leaves here which don't really show up. They never show up on the camera, but they are definitely there in person. And I'm just starting to get down into the sort of interesting little pumpkins and things. Hang on, sorry about that ugly barky cough. I had to apologise to my sixth form because I had 2 tests with 2 different sixth form groups on Friday, and there's a few students who are in both groups, and so I was trying so hard not to cough while they were writing their tests, just not to disturb them. I don't think it's anything that's catching. I think it is just leftover remnant of the flu and all the nastiness. But yeah, some of them had me for both tests that day, both lessons that day, so they had to put up with 2 lots of coughing. Bless them. So that's where I am on that one, and I absolutely love this one. I would have done more on it, but I lost the floss. I lost the floss. So this is the floss. Got a bit of a bird's nest going on. This is a working set of floss. I picked up that term from Caroline and Kerry from, well, Caroline's Evertotes and Kerry is Leo and Roxy Floss Co, and they do a FlossTube together on Caroline's channel, which I think is called Notes from the Workshop. Caroline's got 2 channels, Off the Grid Needle Arts and then Notes from the Workshop, and they do a FlossTube on there. They've just started doing one every couple of weeks, which is it something about 2 whips, between 2 whips, something like that. And they showed one of their floss bundles and they referred to it as a working bundle. So yeah, there we go, that's my working bundle. Anyway, I lost it. I lost the whole bundle and I turned the place upside down looking for it. There's nothing in my house that's in the right place at the moment. We are just at the point of putting the kitchen in. The builder's starting on Monday, so there is, everything is everywhere. I genuinely don't think there's an item in my house that is really in the place where it should be. We have to rifle through the dining room floor to find food. We have to like ferret through the kitchen, through the living room to find the utensils, to find the things that we need. Anyway, and I'd lost this. And I was like, where have I put it? Where have I put it? And it turns out where I sit, I've got this big bundle of floss that hangs down, and that's just like my spares, my over dye spares. And I'd hung it up there for some reason. It doesn't go up there. But yeah, it took me like 3 days to find it. Anyway, if my place on earth was determined by what I'd achieved this week, then I won't be coming back next week. Put it that way. Right, what else have I got to show you? I'm going to have to insult my notes because I've done that. Reminder for giveaways, I did 2 giveaways last week. Some for patterns from Crowsfeet Stitching, which is Ruthie, and some, what was the other giveaway? Oh, the Glitter Village and the Floss. So if you're interested in taking part in a giveaway, pop back to the last video and then you can enter and I will pick out a winner next video. Talking of Ruthie has had some of her charts, or one of her charts is now carried by Evertotes, and there is a Leo and Roxy floss conversion for it, and they were showing it, Caroline and Kerry were showing it on their video, and it looks absolutely amazing. It's Flora McCulloch. Flora McCulloch is one of the ones that I would absolutely have loved to have bought myself and charted, because she is just a beautiful Scottish sampler. And the other one that they've got that's new is Ellen Reid's first design, so Ellen from Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour. I don't know why I find that so hard to say. She has done a most beautiful sampler design. It looks like a reproduction sampler, but it's not. It's her own design, and she just said she just wanted to include all of the things that she loved to stitch, and it looks absolutely amazing. So both of those, you can get the floss pack and the paper charts, but you can also at the moment get the PDF of Ellen's chart from Evertotes as well. If you want the PDF of Flora McCulloch, then you get that from Ruthie's Etsy shop. Do you understand that? Good, because that was terribly explained. I hope you get what I mean. Right, what else have I got to show you? The freebie. Let's have a look at the freebie. Now, I will be asking for your help with freebies because Flossmas is coming up soon. So that's a show a day. That's a freebie a day. Now, I've been doing FlossTube for over 2 years now, and this will be my 3rd Flossmas. And in every video I do, I give away, I don't give away a freebie, I point you in the direction of a freebie. And I could do with some help actually. So if you know of some good freebies that I might have missed, please, the easiest way I think is to DM me on Instagram, or maybe send me an email. If you know of a good freebie that you don't think I've featured or you don't think I've seen, then please just drop me a message, because I'm going to need another 24 of them very soon. But this is the one I've chosen for today. This is the Stone Street Stitchworks Hello Snow, and I just love the way that it is a compass. It just looks, well, that's what it reminds me of. I think that's what it's supposed to look like, but it just reminds me of a compass with that beautiful snowflake in the middle. And what a simple little design that would be. I don't think that would take too long to stitch either, and that would make a great Christmas tree ornament. It is 65 by 63, so it's going to be about 4 inches by 4 inches on 32 count or 16 count. But I will put the link for this down below. Right, I'll keep checking because I don't trust my brain. I really don't trust my brain. Okay, the non-cross stitch thing that I want to show you. Now, this is not anything that I have, that I'm affiliated with, but it's just something that I absolutely love. And it is this monthly delivery by a company called Papergang. Now, I started getting this, I think this is my 4th box. Yeah, I think this is my 4th box. And I started off paying $14.99 a month, including delivery, and then I switched to paying quarterly, and then now it works out about £12.50 per month. You get a little bit of a discount if you pay quarterly. And I've been meaning to show you this box, or these boxes, for 2 or 3 months now, because I really like them. But I just kept like not keeping them, as in like I took all the pieces out and started using the pieces. So this time, when this one came this week, I was like, right, you can have a look at it, but you're not taking any of the pieces out. You're going to show people. And this is Rob Ryan. So every month they have a designer. And this month it's Rob Ryan. Now I absolutely adore Rob Ryan. I've got, above our bed there is a huge paper cut that Rob Ryan did. And that's what he's most famous for, his paper cuts. And it's called The Universe, and I'll put a picture of it up there. Chris bought it for me several years ago now. And I absolutely love it. If there was ever a fire, that's one of the things that I would make sure I took with me. And then he does these little cards as well. This is a printed one, but it's printed from what would have been a paper cut. You can still do a lot with a small brain. That is, you see, I've never sent this to any, well, I have actually, I've sent several of these to people, but I've always keep one of these just sort of tucked up on display where I sit, because I like that one. So I've got sort of a really itchy nose as well. It's falling apart really. Not falling apart. So I'm going to show you what you get. So this is what comes through every month, and as I said, they get a different designer every month. And when I saw this was Rob Ryan, I was like, I couldn't wait to open it. So it comes all done up in tissue, nicely done up in tissue. So there's the tissue that was around it this time. And then you get all sorts of little goodies in here. So one of the things that came this time, which I might actually take and put up in my classroom, was a big poster. So sometimes you get a like a piece of art, a little yeah, sometimes it's a card, sometimes it's actually just a little print. This time it's a poster. There we go. And it's, let me see what it says. It says, we travel on through fog and cloud, finding our way just by the smell and feel of the air, following our hearts, happy just to be together. Oh dear. Happy just to be together. We don't know where we're going. That's very true. But we will be exactly where we want to be. And I might actually take that and put that up in my classroom, or actually in my office at school, in my back room. Office is calling it a bit fancy there really. And then you get that was the little leaflet about what's in it. You always get a card to send. So I'm just showing it like that because you can see it's a paper cut. And then it says happy to be together. Happy just to be together. With an envelope. You got a pen this time as well. And then you get a notebook. Usually there's a notebook about this sort of size in every one. They've all got different designs in them. So I've had ones with squared paper before, ones which are sort of daily to-do lists and things like that. And this one is basically a notes page, so they lift up from there. And I've been waiting to get my hands on this. I love a notepad. And then the other thing that see if we can avoid the catastrophe, is this. Now I have actually already opened this once and slid it back inside, so I don't mind tearing the paper this time. Look at this paper cut. Look at that. There we go, I'll just put the card back behind it. Now I've got 2 or 3 of these paper cuts. I've got the big one that's up in my room, and I've got a few smaller ones. And I actually quite like getting those frames that are just glass on either side and popping them in there. But look at that. And that is inside the Rob Ryan box. Now, like I said, I'm not affiliated with these guys. I don't have any codes for you, but you can get a free box. Anybody can go and get a free box. So I would recommend, if it's something you think you might like, go onto Papergang. I'll put the information down below and you can request that they send you a free box. And then if you like it, you can stay signed up for it, because that's what I did. I requested a free box, I liked it, and I stayed signed up for it. What else have I got to show you? Little bit of haul, and I joined a fabric club. So let's do that first. I joined a fabric club. I decided to join because my year in the woods is coming to an end. I decided to join Fabrics by Crafti Kate. She does a lot on Facebook, but she does have a website. And this was the first one. So I get a 32 count and I get the fat 8th. So this was the one for November. So what she does is she sends you a picture of the colourway, and then you can sort of opt in or out. So if it's a colourway you think that you're definitely not going to use, then you can opt out for that month. I think I'm right in saying. But this has got beautiful browns and greens, greys in it. Really nice autumnal, and I need some more autumnal projects, I think. So I think I'm going to try and find something autumnal to go on there. But I love that. Thank you very much. And I picked up this one, the Scarlet House Jingle All the Way on a Stash Unload. I'm not sure I haven't got it. I don't know. I've definitely got fabric that colour, but I can't remember if I went as far as buying the chart because I had the fabric. We shall see. If not, it might be a future giveaway. And I also bought, again on a Stash Unload, the Halloween rules, the Lizzie Kate's Halloween rules. So there's 2 in each one, and these ones all come with the little buttons. If I hold it back far enough, you can't see the buttons either. There we go, there's a little pack of buttons in there. Now, if anybody knows, I'd be interested, where does the top bit come from? Is that a separate chart I need to get as well, or is that a freebie somewhere? Or if anybody knows where the top part is from, that actually says Halloween. Oh, come on. Do you know what? A cough gets really old really quickly. If anybody knows where the top bit comes from, then please let me know, because I would like to do those for next year. And then the other thing that I picked up, and this is getting ready for Flossmas as well. I've already seen the beauty advent calendar. I've spoken to Catherine from the Patchwork Rabbit this week. Next week, those calendars are heading out the door. There is a military operation in process. I've heard they've drafted in reserves. They are going to be boxing everything up and they are going to be out the door. So those advent calendars, if you've got one of those, they're going to be appearing on your door very, very soon. And she also told me about something exciting that they've had an idea for next year. And I'm not allowed to say anymore. It's mega. It's absolutely mega. And the one thing I've missed over the last few years is a paper advent calendar. There's something about having a chocolate advent calendar, and I do love a chocolate advent calendar. But there's also something about, I'm always disappointed with the illustrations inside the chocolate advent calendars. It's all about the chocolate. And I really like the paper ones. Hello. I really like the paper ones that have the beautiful illustrations behind the doors. So I treated myself to one this year. And this is the one that I picked. Let me come right back. So it's a row of houses, and there's all sorts of glitter and snowy scenes, and to me this is just perfect. This is just what it's all about. Now, I picked this from Amazon, so what I'll do is I'll put the link for it down below. And I'm going to have this. I'm going to clear the decks back here once I've got somewhere else to put it, because that's what we're missing at the minute in this house, is anywhere to put stuff. Although I do have a skip. I do have a skip. This is perhaps the most exciting news. The skip arrived this morning. I've been wanting to treat myself to a skip for 2 or 3 years. Just the sheer joy of opening the front door and hoying something out into the skip is unbelievable. Now, they do go through, they sort the skip, so it's not like I'm not doing my recycling bit, because I do that all the rest of the time. But the sheer joy of being able to open the front door, toss stuff out, is absolutely marvellous. So yeah, I shall be clearing all my decks back here, setting up my advent calendars ready for the 1st of December, which will be here before we know it, really. Well, I slept, what, 2.5 weeks, something like that? I don't know where November's gone already. It was Armistice Day before I knew anything about it. But there we are. I'm waffling now, and I'm feeling another cough coming on, so I'm going to say goodbye to you, and next week hopefully I shall be fit and healthy again, and looking forward to showing you some more stitching. Stay classy, stitchers.